Like if they have to change something, in that case they will be unable to do that. So this is the line which was given by Guido van Rossum, who was developer of Python programming language, and myself, Naveen Kumar Singh. I will be taking your webinar today. I am the speaker today, and I am representing DigiGrowHub today in this webinar. I have 2 years of 12 years of experience in IT sector. Among them, I have 5 years of experience is in instructions or as an instructor of programming languages as well as ethical hacking. So that's the brief discussion about more. And now we will continue with the webinar. So Python is a popular programming language, and it was created by Guido von Rossum in 1991. That's why it is called as the latest programming language among all other programming languages. And if we talk about the usages that where it is being used, so you can see on my screen that it can be used for web development. Means we can create websites by using Python program also, and not only simple websites, but it will be like a database management system. Means we will be able to create the database, we will be able to save the data online also. So each and everything can be done. Like suppose if I take example of e-commerce websites, they have the database on them, so that can be created. If we talk about any of the university websites, college websites, they have the database of their students, so all of those can be created by using Python. Python is being used for developing softwares also. Softwares means like that Air Canvas. Air Canvas is completely AI based. Means people used to that use their fingers in front of web camera to operate their screen of the laptop or the desktop. So such kind of softwares can be developed, and you can understand that how complicated it can be creating such type of softwares, but Python supports all those things. Third point is mathematics. In mathematics, it's not like that we are going to perform the simple mathematical queries like the plus, minus, divide, multiply only, but we can do the scientific mathematical queries also. We can perform all those type of tasks also there. Okay, Sambit, is it echoing still? Are you getting echoes? Just a minute. So I will continue now. So as I have told you that it can be used for web development, means the website, server-side websites can be developed very easily. It can be used for development of the softwares, complicated as well as simple softwares also. Means as I have given you example for Air Canvas, it can be used for creating scientific calculators, games. It can be used for creating some productivity type of applications also, or the softwares like price comparison software or the translator software. So all these kind of softwares can be also developed by using Python. Then Python is being used for scientific calculations or complex mathematical calculations also. And last is system scripting. If we talk about system scripting, it means that not simple programs, but the scripts that we use to write to create a proper system which can be used for increasing the productivity of our system also. System means not only the laptop or desktop, but any of the application also. Like you might have noticed that whenever we are going to fill some of the form, and if we haven't filled any particular area in that case, when we click on submit or we click on OK, in that case what we get some type of notifications like it cannot be completed because some field is missing or the field format is not correct. So such kind of things are there. So we can create that kind of system scriptings also, means we can write the system script also. Now I have a question that if you want to upgrade yourself by learning something new, lifelong skill, without looking for the money or without looking for the time, if you want to upgrade yourself so that you can upgrade your career, so how many of you are interested in upgrading yourself by learning new lifelong skills? Means not only the Python, any of the lifelong skills, any of the programming languages that you think that is going to help you out in making your career upgraded, or your, if we talk about the career, it means that we are talking about not only the career but about the money also that we are going to earn, or the money that we are going to get in form of salary. So how many of you are interested in that? Please type in the chat yes, those who are interested. Okay, so a lot of people are saying yes, because that's the common thing, that we are learning something or we are going to learn something new only because we want to upgrade ourselves, not only our mind, not only for the knowledge, but basically if we talk about the upgradation, we are talking about the upgradation in our salary. So if we talk about upgradation in our salary, in that case, we must be having knowledge about multiple things. Means if you talk about being becoming a programmer, so it's like that. If I ask all of you, again, there is one more question, that how many of you are having basic knowledge of Python? Okay, Rishabh, you know. All right. Anyone else? As Dhanu has said no. Yes, please reply Asaf so that we can uh, proceed further. Akshay is having, Kanchan is having knowledge, Rishabh is having, Satyam no, Rupshri yes, Nasikathan no, Naveen Raj don't have any knowledge, Vihar no, Sambit has knowledge about this. Okay, okay. So if we talk about in today's webinar, we are more than 50 currently connected. And among them, I can see that 50-50 are there who are having knowledge about the, means basic knowledge about the Python programming language. But how many of you who are having knowledge about Python programming language, how many of you know that Python can be used, even Python is being in used also, not only can be, but it is being in used for machine learning, for data science, for artificial intelligence, and for ethical hacking also. So those who have said yes, please reply for this. How many of you know about this thing, that Python is being used for all these things? Okay, Rishabh, yes. Kanchan, yes. Okay, Akshay, yes. Nashikatan, yes. Raghu, yes. Means all of you know, approximately all of you know, that Python is being in use for data science, for machine learning, for artificial intelligence, for that ethical hacking, all of you know that. But most of them are even not having knowledge about the Python. So from this thing only you can easily understand that if you have to upgrade yourself, if you want hike in your salary, if you want hike in your designation, if you want hike in your knowledge, then you must be having knowledge about Python also, because future is completely based on Python programming language. because we are proceeding towards machine learning and artificial intelligence completely. So we must be having knowledge about those, then only it's possible. So today's webinar, what are the things that we are going to learn? We'll be learning about the variables that are being used in Python programming language. Then the if we talk about any program, then we will be having some of the conditions. If that condition is true, then what should be the executed? If condition is not true, then what should be executed? So conditional statement. And if we have to run something for multiple times, either in the that getting output of any list name or the array, or if we have to take input for multiple times. So in that case, if we have to run something for multiple times, then loop is being used. So we'll be learning about the loops also. Then after the basics, we will proceed further for learning how we can read, write, or modify the files. Reading, writing, and modifying the files by using the Python is like just it's the part, as Python is the OOPS programming language, means object oriented programming language. So whatever we want to save, even means when we are writing program, then it's like that. We if we are going to create some of the software, in that case we will be writing all of the inputs that we are going to give somewhere, and later on, whenever it is needed that we want to check what are the things that we have saved with us, all of those case, uh, in that case we must be having the filing system also. So Python is having that system also. Okay, Akshay, you have asked that if we had got some questions to ask, should we have to chat through this message box or we can unmute and talk? Akshay, whatever questions you have to ask, and even everyone, whoever wants to ask any of the question, you have to type it in the chat box. So because we don't want that there should be any disturbance while webinar is going on, so you can put your questions here and I will reply for those questions, not in the chat but in this live session only. In this live webinar I will be responding to all those questions whatever you will be asking related to Python and today's webinar. So third point that we will be talking about today is related to creating basics of the software. Basics of the software means GUI based window, how we can create and what are the things that we can configure in it, and how we can add the entry box, how we can add the submit button, how we can add the drop down. All of these things means there are basically 4 steps for starting development of any of the software. First one is creating window, then giving the configuration to the window. That's the second step. Third step is creating the fields that we want to show in our window. And finally, fourth step is how we are going to save all these. Means we will be creating the button with which we will be adding few of the commands or the functions that is going to execute whatever we want to do that. So we will be learning all these 3 things, and even we will guide you which kind of Python interview questions are being asked nowadays in most of the companies. So we'll be having this complete session related to all of these topics. And there is a brief description about DigiGrowHub also that I want to inform you. We are having 12 years of experience in that courses, or even from 4 to 5 years we are having experience in e-learning also. We used to take live classes always. We don't go for that recorded videos and all those things, we don't believe that those are going to help someone, because interaction is needed. When there is interaction between the instructor and the student or the attendee, then only it seems like that attendee is going to learn something. That's why live classes are needed, and due to that reason only, students who already have been connected with us, they know that how trustworthy we are. We have already that uh, got informations from the students that approximately we haven't calculated accurately, but as per the information that we receive from our students since 12 years, means in this complete 12 years, more than 1 lakh professionals we have got with us, means students have got placed somewhere and in the best positions. We have collaborations with the 50 plus universities around the world, not only in India, around the world. We are having collaborations with more than 50 universities. And few examples, or the few you can see that with which colleges or the universities we are having our collaboration. And we used to not only provide a simple course, we used to give the live practical training, as you will be able to see today also, how we are going to create the Python program, how we can run it, each and every details you will be able to get here. Now we will start with our first topic, that is what are variables, what are conditional statement, and what are the loops. I will be giving you a brief description here, and later on I will be showing you few of the practicals, also few of the programs that we can easily create or we can perform in Python, so that you can see that what's the real power of Python, that how it can be used. So if we talk about the variables in any of the programming language, it's common. Variables means the name that we use for saving or storing data in it. So either it can be the integer type, it can be the string type, it can be the sequence type, it can be dictionary type, it can be Boolean type. So there are many types of variables that can be used. And if we talk about the variables that can be used in Python, then all of these type of variables, means it's not like that only we can work on the numbers, only we can work on the string, but we can work on number, string, Boolean type, bitwise. Each and every type of these variables can be used in Python programming language. And due to this reason, really Python has become more famous around the world, because this is going to give you a more flexible programming language, and due to that reason only it is being used for data science or the artificial intelligence or the machine learning or even the ethical hacking also, because it gives the flexibility due to the variable types that we can use, due to the that conditional statement, loops, or the other features that are available, like we can create the files, we can create the software windows, we can connect our program, means whatever program we have written in Python, we can use it for showing some of the websites. So I will be showing you each and every demo of all these things, whatever I'm telling. I'm not only going to show you this screen and going to show you the theory only, but I will be showing you practicals also. So in the variables, we can use any kind of variables that are needed for writing a perfect program for either the software development or the web development or the complex mathematical queries, even for the system scripting. So here is an example that x equals to 5. In x, we are storing the integer value or the numeric value. and then y equals to hello world means we are storing some of the string or the text in it. So in the same way we can do that, and there is no need of declaring the variable type in other programming languages. If we compare it with C, C++, Java, and in that case we need to define that which kind of variable we are going to use. Suppose if I have to save 5 number in x in other programming languages, then in that case we have to already define that x is integer type, means we have to anyhow define the int x. So it will be then in that case only the program is going to understand that which kind of variable is being used. But in Python it's not needed at all. It automatically detects that which type of variable is which type of data or what data type is being stored in the variable. So its complete system is fully automatic, and in that case it even makes it easier to work on it, or it makes it easier to learn also. Second thing is if else statement, or we can say that conditional statement. So conditional statement means if suppose we have to perform some of the tasks, but there are few of the conditions. Like we can take example, if I have to go to office, and on daily basis I used to go by my own vehicle, but I have the option, if my vehicle is uh, suppose if my vehicle got that damaged or it's not working, then in that case I must be having one of the option also. I can go by public transport also. So it's like that we have the conditions. If my vehicle is working, I will go by vehicle, but if it's not working, then also it's okay, I will be going through my that public transport also. So we have the condition. In the same way, in our programs, whatever program we want to write, it might be possible that we must be having some of the conditions, and according to the conditions we have to execute the program. Like suppose if in our program we have to create the mark sheet percentage or the division. You know that in division system there are percentage has been set, that if a person gets above 60%, then it's first division, 50 to 60% that's second division, then 40 to 50% that's third division, below 40% that's failed. So these are the four conditions, and if we have to categorize the student, whether the student is in first division or second or third or failed, then what we will do, we will take the input, or we will give the input of the marks of the student, and in that we will be giving this that conditional statement. If marks above 60, then it should be that first division. Else, if means else will be used, and if will be used because we have three more conditions. So else if will here, else if is written combinedly. Written combinedly means it will be written in the form of ELIF. Means we will be using shortcut of else if. We'll be writing it as ELIF, and then that ELIF is going to check another condition. If that condition is true, then what should be the output? Then third condition it will check. According to that, whatever we want to perform, how we want to execute, or whatever output we want to give, so we can give the conditions according to that. Now I will be presenting my full screen so that I can show you the practical also, that how practically we can write all these programs, or how practically we can perform these tasks. my screen is visible to all of you, and if it's not visible to someone in any case, then please let me know so that I can reshare my screen. So here example with one of the if else statement. Suppose we have two numbers like a is equals to 200 and b is equals to 500. Now, what can be the three conditions if we have to compare these numbers? It can be either A greater than B, or it can be B greater than A, or it can be A equals to B. So we have the three conditions that we can use here. So how we will be writing the program for this conditional statement? If A is greater than B, if A is greater than B, then inverted comma. So whatever message we want to see on our output screen, that should be always given in inverted comma if we are going to give it through the typed messages. And if we want to use it from the output, like we have done some of the calculations, we have performed some of the task in it, and we want to get those things output as a process data, then in that case this the name of the variable in which we have saved those data which we want to print, without giving inverted comma, we need to write that name. So I will be using here by directly printing here. So if A is greater than B by the symbol, then it should give the print as A is greater than B, and then bracket close. Now, second condition, we will be checking for the second condition. Elif, ELIF. Elsif is written in the short form here in the Python, and it's written as elif, ELIF. Elif A is equals to B, then what we want to get the output? We want to get the output as print A is equals to B. So this is the second condition. Now the third condition, we don't want to check that thing because already we have actually three conditions. Among that we have already checked for the two conditions. Then third, we can write directly in the else that what should be performed if third condition is true. Third condition means A is less than B. So we need to get the output as print A is less than B. And finally, program has been completed with three different conditions by using conditional statement if, elif, and else. Means three in three parts it has been divided: if, elif, and else. So in this way, we can write the program for conditional statement. Now, the second thing is, after the conditional statement, if we have to run something for multiple times, like suppose if we want to print numbers from 1 to 1000. Suppose I am giving you example, or we will be working with 1 to 100 only. Suppose if I have to print the number from 1 to 100, in that case what we will be using, we'll be using while loop. So here you can see the same program I have written, which I have given here. And if we talk about the loop, in that we have two different things. First one is while loop, that can be used for that purpose. Otherwise, we can work with for loop also, because for loop is also going to create a loop. Means for command is also going to create a loop if we want to run some of the lines or the block of codes for multiple times. But there is a little condition how we can use that while loop, sorry, for loop. While loop I will be showing you. After that I will be showing you for loop also, that how it can be used. So here you can see in the while loop, the most important part is that while loop is going to execute the inner codes under that while loop when condition is true for the while loop. Otherwise it is not going to execute. It will be terminating that loop, and it will be proceeding further to the next line other than that loop that we wanted to run by using while command. So if we talk about the program related to the while command, in that case what we have to do is, suppose as I have told you that if we want to get the output of printing numbers from 1 to 100, so again we will take one of the variable a is equals to 1, while a is less than equals to 100. So here what condition we have given? Till a is less than or equals to 100, then it should run the command which is given inside it, or it should execute the lines which is given inside it. So if we have to print from number 1 to 100, then this is the program. In this way we can do that. Print the value of a, and as this is the while loop, and if we are not going to make changes in the value of the variable which we are using for the while condition, or for checking the condition for executing this program, in that case if suppose we have to increase the value, then we need to use the increment operator. Means we will be using the increment. And if we have to decrease the value of the of the key, like here a, if we have to decrease, if suppose we want to print from 100 to 1, then in that case a will be given as the 100, and it will be like a is it should print the value of a until and unless the value of a is greater than or equals to 1. So in that case we need the decrement. So whatever we want according to our situation, we can use either the increment or the decrement. So here in this program, as we have taken the input for the value of a as 1, and we want to print it, so from 1 to 100, then we will be incrementing the value. So it will be written as a equals to a plus 1. So this is one method how we can increment it. Otherwise, there is one more method that can be used, a plus equals to 1. So this is also going to increment the value of a. So in this way, we can increment the value of a. And finally, we have completed the simplest program that can be used for printing number from 1 to 100. I will show you by the output also. Otherwise it will be like that I am just writing the code, and whether it's going to run or not, it might come in your mind. So I will be saving it here by the name printing, because if we have to work in Python, then either we can work directly in the that interpreter that has been provided after installation of Python, or we can write the program in any of the text editor or the that idle shell window that is provided in our Python programming. Now I have saved it. I need to run it. So I have given command to run it, and you can see here is the output. It has printed number from 1 to 100. So this step, as I don't know whether you have noticed this or not, that how one by one it was printing that. I will rerun it and just notice when it will be printing the number here. One by one it will be printing those numbers. So it is distinguishable that how it is giving the output. One by one it is printing the number. Why? Because each and every time it is checking for the condition and it is giving the output. So if we talk about the conditions and the output, so I will explain you how it is working. A is equals to 1, while A is less than equals to 100, then print the value of A. Means firstly value of A was 1, so it will print the value of A as 1. Then it is going to increment the value of A by 1, and as it will increment the value of A by 1, it will give you the output, and it will increase the value. So in this way, after that one, it will make the value of A as 2. Then it will check whether 2 is less than A or not. Okay, I can see that still some of you are getting the echo of the sound. Okay, and the font size, I got the feedback that font size was also slow. Actually, small. Actually, this software is of Python, and in this idle shell, there is no option for increasing the size of the fonts, because this is the inbuilt interpreter that is being used for writing the program, and programs are being saved in this. So you have seen that how while can be used. Now we will proceed to the next looping statement, that is by the name for loop. So if we talk about the for loop, this is completely different from while loop. In while loop, we were having one of the condition. If that condition is true, then it is going to execute the program. If condition is false, then it will terminate from the program. But in the for loop, if we have to work with the for loop, in that case, we must be having any of the list or the set of the data or the range with us, then only it is going to work. Why? Because when it will receive some data from these things, means the list or the set or the range, then only it is going to perform the task. So here you can see there is one example, and I will show you on that emulator also that how this is being used. So there is a suppose list by the name fruits, and in this list I have saved names of the fruits like apple, banana, and cherry. So we have three fruits in our fruits list, and if we have to run the for loop and we want that this fruit should be printed in different lines, then what we have to do is we have to run the for loop, and that for loop is going to break this list, and it is going to give us the output one by one each and every line. So as we have already created the that list, now we will be writing line for the for loop for x. X means this is the name that we have taken for the for checking whether any of the data is present in the list or not. In in is the uh, that membership operator which is being used if we have to check whether some of the value is member of any data set or not in fruits, because fruits is the name of the list that we have created. Now what we will do, we will print the value of x, and it's done. This much is only for the for loop. Only we need one of the list or the set or the range for which we want to run the loop, and then we have to write the that statement, that complete statement for running the for loop, and it is going to run the for loop until and unless it is going to detect some of the data in the data set. So either it can be the values that we have saved as in the list or the set or the range that we can give, and after that if we have to, whatever we want to that run, like it's not like that only we can print the values that are present in the list, but whatever we want to do we can do that. So suppose here I will take one here I will take one of the variable by the name a equals to 1, and with this I will be printing the value of a also. So it will be clear to you that it is not compulsory that we are going to only use the list only and we can get the output of the list data only, but we can use it for all of these reasons. Means we can run any of the things for multiple times. So this is the program that we have written. Now I will run this program and you will be able to see on the output window 1, then apple, the first fruit that I have given, then again 1, because I haven't incremented the value of a. I have just that given to the thing like I have to print the value of a only without incrementation. So 1, then apple, then 1, then banana, then 1, then cherry. So it can be also used for many reasons, like suppose if we have a list of the students in any of the class and we want to print it in multiple lines, or we want to get the output in the multiple lines, in that case this for can be used to break the list into that simple horizontal list into a vertical set of data. So this is the looping system that is being used in Python programming language. So that was the basic things for whichever we use to write the program. And if you want to know more about this simplest thing of the programs that we can write, then I will just write one of the program. You might have heard about factorial. Factorial means if we have to find out multiplication of all of the numbers below the number that of which we want to get the factorial. I will just show you the program for that also by writing here. So if we have to perform, because that's the completely mathematical, and as I have told you that it can be used for the mathematical type of programs also. So I will be showing you one of the program that can be created for finding out the factorial also. So in this, I will be not giving the predefined input of the number, but I will be showing you that how we can even take the input from the any of the user, and then in that case we can get the output. So here num is equals to input. This is the command which is going to take the input from the user, and then we will give the line which should be printed for taking the input. Enter the number. After taking input of the number, we have to define one of the variable which is going to store the value 1, because what we are going to do, we have to use this factorial variable for saving the data of the factorial. Finally, after the calculation of the factorial, we want to print the data. That's why we have took the example or the variable by the name factorial. Then as we have to check the condition here, what condition, and according to that we have to run the loop also. So in this single program you will be able to get the proper example of how we can use the if, means the conditional statement, and the for loop. I will be showing you it by using the for loop. So if the number that we have given is less than 0, so for the numbers which are less than 0, it is not possible to find out the factorial, because factorial is going to work with the positive numbers only. So if suppose the user has given the number as an input, like less than 0, like number in the negative format, then we can give the output as sorry, factorial can be found for positive integers only. So this will be the message. If number that we have given is in negative, elif, second condition is like if num is equals to 0. So if num is equals to 0, then what should be there? It should give the output as 0 only, because factorial of 0 is 0. So we will give here the output as print factorial of 0 is 0. Then the third condition is if number is greater than 0, then it should perform the final calculation to find out the factorial. So that will be in the else condition. In else, what we have to do, if suppose user gives the number as 3, then the factorial will be like 3 into 2 into 1. So finally what we will be doing, we will be running the loop. So for I in range, as I have told you that either in for we need to use the list or the set or the range. So I am giving you example for the range here. If I in range, and in which range? In range of 1 till num plus 1. So this is the range that we have given. We are using here num plus 1 because we have to run the program from one number to the number. So we will be giving the number as plus 1 here for calculation. Now under this for, we'll be writing the calculation, that formula for finding out the factorial. So in this we will be saving the factorial into I, means whatever value of I will be there, it is going to be multiplied, and finally after calculating it, means after running this complete loop, it should give the output of the value of the factorial. So factorial of, then we need to get the number. So we will be writing here number, for which number we wanted to get the factorial, and then is, and then finally the factorial that we have calculated through the program. So this is the complete program, and this is going to work for finding out the factorial. Now I will run the program and I will show you. So I have to enter the number. I will be giving you here 4, pressing enter. Okay, I need to restart my Python software because it's not working currently. I will just restart this software. And when run the program once again. I have to type it once again, so I will take it directly as an predefined number like 5, then factorial is equals to 1, and for or while we can take while num is greater than equals to 1, what it should do, it should multiply the value of factorial into num, and then num equals to num minus 1, and then finally print value of factorial. So you can see here we got the value of the factorial of 5, that is 120, and in the same way if we will change the value of this to 10, then we will be able to get the value of the factorial for number up to 10. So in this way we can use the if command, else command, if else, while loop, for loop. So all of these things can be used. So this was the example for writing the program in if then else if. Yeah, Nashiketan, that's correct. Actually, I forgot to write the end there. You have given the right thing. Now we will be looking after how we can create the file and how we can write on the file, as well as how we can read from the file. So if we talk about the file handling is most important part in web applications and even in the softwares also. And in this, Python has several functions which can be used for either creating or reading or updating or deleting the files that can be used in our Python programming. And there are few parameters or the few modes that we need to know about, which can be used or which is being used in Python file handling system. So first one among them is W. W stands for write. And if we have to write something on the file, either it can be the text file or it can be the that Excel file, or it can be the document file. So whatever file we have created, if we have to write some data on that file, in that case we use W mode. If we have to add something with the previous data, means suppose if we have already written some of the data on the file and we want to update few more things in it, in that case append or the A is being used. In write or the W mode, it is going to override the things, but in append mode it is not going to override, it is going to add the new content or add the new data with the previous one on the file. Then the third mode is R mode, that is read mode. In the read mode, if we want to only read that what's written on the file, if we want to see the output whatever is written on the file, in that case we use the R command or the R mode. Then last one is X. X is for creating a file. Suppose if only we want to create a file, we don't want to write currently. Suppose if I have to create a software for someone, then it's like that I will be creating the file automatically through the program only. But whenever that user of that software is going to start writing something, then only it should start writing. So in that case, create or X is being used. Now it might be possible that it might come in your mind that why W and A both are being used, what's the use of both of these things. So it is like that, if suppose in the any of the file we have the option that we can update the data also. So if we have to update the data, in that case we have to override the things. We don't want to add the new data with the previous one, but we used to override the things. In that case, W and A, both of them are being used. Otherwise, we cannot complete it in the way. Now, this is the demo for creating a file and writing some of the content on it, and how we can get the output on our screen also. So I will just write the program for this and I will show you the output, how we are going to get the output of creating a file, then reading a file, and that file will be saved in our system. So if we are going to give any of the location, at which location we want to save it, we can do that. Otherwise, we can directly save the file, and by default it is going to be saved in the Python folder. So suppose f is equals to open command will be used, and in this open command, if we are going to create some of the file by the name DigiGrowHub dot txt. So txt type of file we are creating, and we are opening this file into write mode, because we have to write something new in it. So we are opening it into write mode, and then f dot write, as we have to write the data or write the content on the file. We will be giving the message, welcome to DigiGrowHub webinar. We have saved this data, means we have written it, and now we need to close the file, because we don't want that whatever we have written, it should be that not properly saved due to the cache memory, as the same fault was there previously also. And in this way we can open the file, we can create a file, and we can write on the file. So we have already written. Now if we want to see that whether whatever we have written is going to be shown or not, so what we will do, we will be opening the file in open mode or the read mode. So we'll give the same command here, dggrowhub dot txt, and then it will be in read mode because we only want to get the output. So we will be opening it in read mode, and then what we have to do, we have to print the content that is given there. So printing f dot read. So this is the complete program. I will save it with the name, one of the name. Suppose we take example, filing or file handling, and then I will run this program. So you can see that it is giving us the output related to a built-in method read of IO text wrapper. So it has created the file and it has written on that file. So let's see, file has been created on the system, this one. We have created a file by the name DigiGrowHub, and when we will open it, we will be able to see the accurate content that we have given there. Welcome to DigiGrowHub webinar. So in this way, we can create the file, we can write on the file, and we can read from the file. All of these options are available there. Okay, friends, you have asked the name of the instructor, means mine. So my name is Naveen Kumar Singh. You will get the name in the chat only. Now, the most important thing. Till now, whatever we have seen, that is the basic or the intermediate thing. But if we talk about the advanced thing, that how we can create some of the that windows, and how we can write the that program for that creating the submit button or all those things. In that case, tkinter is a module or the library which is being in use for that purpose, and I will show you a live demo for that also, how we can create a window and how we can write in the window. So if we have to create a window or the GUI window, in that case, we have to import one of the module that comes by the name tkinter, and we will assign a smaller name, because always we if we are not going to assign it some smaller name, in that case we have to always type tkinter. So we will be doing this, and then we will be importing function, all of the functions from this tkinter module. Now what we have to do, up to this we have only imported the things. Imported means already functions has been created and it is being saved in the tk in the that packages or the play create a completely secret code, then it will be like later on who are going to check out your code for making any appendix, like if they have to change something, in that case they will be unable to do that. So this is the line which was given by Guido van Rossum, who was developer of Python programming language, and myself, Naveen, mid button or all those things. In that case, tkinter is a module or the library which is being in use for that purpose, and I will show you a live demo for that also, how we can create a window and how we can write in the window. So if we have to create a window or the GUI window. In that case, we have to import one of the module that comes by the name tk enter, and we will assign a smaller name, because always we if we are not going to assign it some smaller name, in that case we have to always type tk enter. So we will be doing this, and then we will be importing function, all of the functions from this tk-enter module. Now what we have to do? Up to this, we have only imported the things. Imported means already functions has been created and it is being saved in the tk in the that packages or the place where all of these libraries are being saved. So already it has been saved there. Now what we have to do? We have to give a command so that we can create a window. So we will give the name to the window as window only. Window is equals to tk dot tk. So this tk that we have written here first is the name that we have assigned to tk enter, and second dot tk, that capital T and then k. This is the function which is available in that tk enter module. So we are using that now. After this, we have to close this window also. So when we have to close this window, we'll be typing here main loop. We are closing the main loop, means finally we have completed the program. Now when I will run it, you will be able to see a small window will be created. So this is the new GUI window which has been created after writing only basically if we see that only three things are written. First one, importing the that module or importing the library from which we want to create the window, that is by the name tk enter. Then second command we have given window equals to tk.tk. Actually in the that capital T and then k, it is a function which is being used for creating a window, and that function is already given in tk enter module. So what we are doing, we are just uh, calling that function so that it should create a window by the name window. And after that, in the last line or the last point that you can see tk.main loop, we are closing this program, means we are giving the command that finally this is the end of the program. So in this three steps only we can create this window. Now what are the things? Currently you can see when you will run this command, it is going to show you a window of this much size only. It's just like the smaller size, only smaller size window you are getting. If we want to give some of the dimensions to it, suppose we want to make larger size of window, or we want to make different size of windows, then we have the command that we can use by the name window dot window is the name that we have given here. We can use any of the names. Instead of window we can use a b c d xyz, whatever we want we can give that. And that is the that is only the object that we have created, and we are using that object for writing our program. So again we are using the window, then geometry. This is the function which is used for giving a dimension to our window. So I will give here any of the dimension like 700 by 300, suppose, if we give this. So finally we have given the dimension. Now when I will run this program, it is going to give me the window of size 700 by 300. You can see we can change the size of the window. So we have written this and we have changed the size of the window. So in this way we can create the window, we can change the size of the window. But one thing you can notice here, that each and every time what it is doing, it is writing here only tk. We are not getting the name for the window. As we can see here, as I have saved this by the file handling name, so it is showing this name. This is the PowerPoint slideshow, it is showing PowerPoint slideshow, but our window is not showing that. Our window, what it is showing, it is showing tk. So if we have to rename it, if we want to give some of the name by our own, And in that case, we need to give the command as window.title, and then in bracket we have to give the title whatever we want to print there. So suppose I will take the example of DigiGrowHub. And now when I will run this program, it is going to show you their DigiGrowHub. You can see here. Now it's their DigiGrowHub. So in this way, we can create a window, we can resize the window, and we can give any of the name to the window. Now you have noticed many times that whenever you are going to uh, fill any of the form, and in that form if they have given something that you have to fill those things, otherwise it will give you some of the message like this has not been filled or something like that, that are called the message boxes or the notification boxes. How we can create that, now I will be showing you with the same program. What we will do, we will be defining one of the new function, or we can say that we are creating a function, and this function we will be using there. So suppose we are using by the name notification or pop-up. We'll give the name as pop-up, and in this we will be writing a command. This msg is the variable, and in this variable what we are going to do, we are going to use the predefined function which comes by the name message box dot show info, because we have to show that as an information. Welcome to DigiGrowHub webinar. So suppose this we want to show as a message, and how we are going to show that, we will be creating one of the button, and when we are going to click on that button, in that case it is going to give this as an output. So b equals to button, when there will be click on the button, then only it is going to give the output. So window, the name of the that object or the window that we have created, then there will be the text means it is going to show on the top of that message box window. Hello attendees. And then what we have to do, we have to call the function that is called by the name of command. So we have created it by the name pop-up. So we'll be calling this function, and after that will be we have to place the button also. So we'll be placing it in our tk enter window, or the window that we have created. So whatever is going to suit to the size that we have created, we can give any of the number, but I am using here 5050. And for the message box or the info, if we want to say or show, in that case what is needed, we need to use one of the important function which is needed for this purpose by the name message box. So finally we have created this program. When I will run it, you will be able to see one of the window, and in this window there is a button by the name hello attendees, as I have given that as a title. When I will click on it, you will be able to see there is a pop-up, welcome to DigiGrowHub webinar window. So this is the pop-up that has been created. So in this way, one by one, we can create whatever type of windows we want to, we can create it easily. So this was the simple example how we can create the notification. Suppose and here even you have seen that how we can create the button also. Now instead of this that notification only if we want to take some of the input also from the users who are going to use it. We can create the boxes where we can take the entries. So suppose I give one of the variable entry, and then entry function will be used, name of the window, then the text. If it's needed, we can give the text. Otherwise, it's not needed. We cannot. It's not compulsory to give that. So in this way, we can write the things. And previously, we have used the place. If we want to use the place, we can do that. Otherwise, we can use the pack also. Pack will be also be working for the same purpose. Or we can, as here you can see, we have given x equals to 50, y equals to 50. We'll be changing the place for the entry. So I will give here entry dot place and x equals to 100, y equals to 100. So you can see here, this is the entry box that I have added here. So we have given it at the 100. So it is showing here whatever I want to type here, I can do that typing. So in this way, we can proceed with creating any of the software. And I have the examples, a lot of examples are available with me, which has been created by most of the students who are learning. They have created, you can see here the names. I will increase the size. All of these are the programs that has been created by our students. Air canvas, alphanumeric, if you want to check whether the number is alphabet or numeric, or alpha vantage. This is a program written in Python for scrapping of the data of stock market. Then app window, button, calculate, that calculator has been created, chatbot. Then for opening the Chrome website, means you will be giving some of the input in here, and it will automatically open the Chrome, and automatically it will open the website on whichever website you want to search something, and it will automatically search for that, and it is going to give you the output. So each and everything is done there. Then program has been created for iBlink, means when we will run this, whenever it is you are going to blink your eyes, it is going to detect the timing of the interval between two continue that simultaneous blinks and all those things. Then the face attendance system has been created. So all these things has been already being created by our users. One software has been created for the translator. And if we have to convert our programs that we have written in Python into exe file, that also we can do. We have the module for that which can be used, and we can easily convert the program that we have written into the software. You can see here I have converted it, the program for the calculator. When I will double click on it, this is the program that has been written in the calculator. Same thing you will get here. So I have double clicked, you will be able to see it will open one of the calculator. This has been also created by using the TK enter. And when I will perform the task like 47 minus 9 equals to, you will get the accurate answer. So not only the GUI we have completed, but the complete thing, what should a calculator perform and how it should perform, all of these things have been written. And this was the program that was written here under this calculator, this one. So this is the same program and it has been converted into exe file, which is being used there. So this is the complete program. If I will run this program, you will be able to see same window. So we have converted the Python program into exe file so that it can be used by any of the user. When it's not compulsory in that case, then only it will need the that Python to be installed on the system, but we can use it for any of the reasons. So this was the complete description, that details that we have learned today. And if we talk about the summarization of today's session, we have learned that how variables can be used, what are the conditional statements that are being used, and how we can rewrite or update the file. We have learned how to create a window by using Python program so that we can start writing program for creating any of the software. So these were the topics that we have covered today. And if we talk about the uses of Python, then we have the parts also, means advanced Python is there, in which we used to learn web development and this software development, creating the games or the data science, all these things comes under advanced Python. Artificial intelligence can be done, machine learning can be done, data science is there. Other programming languages are also available in DigiGrowHub, like C++, C, Java, SQL systems are also been known. All of these are the details related to Python. So now if you are having any of the queries, you can ask here in the chat whatever you want to know, and I will be giving you the answers for that. We have this session for 4 minutes. Whatever questions you are having, you can ask in the chat. Everyone, can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay, so if anyone having any query related to today's session or the Python, then you can ask here. Uh, yes, we Vishali. Our this today's session will be available on our YouTube channel. So we will send you the link for that, and you can see this complete details there also. Okay, Satyam, if we talk about the Python files, you are asking about the Python files, means the projects that has been completed by our students, that's not possible to share. But other programs that I have shown you here, that will be available in the video. and we will try to share those codes in our website blog link. From there you will take that codes related to the factorial and related to creating the window indicator and all those things. And if you want to learn more about Python, then we have a master's course in which you will be able to learn all these things, whatever I have taught you. And it will be completely a live session for 6 weeks. And in that, you will be given one of the project also. On that project, you have to work, as I have shown you the examples that our students has already done. So all these things will be available, and if you are going to join for the master's course, whoever are interested, you can contact us anytime. Otherwise, those who think that this session is or the Python is going to help you, and you, if you are interested in enrollment, then you can inform here also. We will give you the call back. You can share your number so that we can give you the call back, and I can arrange a call back from our educational consultant, and they will give you the proper details related to this. These are the training that flow chart. How we used to give the training, we used to teach in the live sessions only, and after completion of the live sessions, we used to give the project to our students. Flowchart. How we used to give the training, we used to teach in the live sessions only, and after completion of the live sessions, we used to give the project to our students. They used to work on those projects, and if they face any of the uh, doubts, or if they are having any doubts, they can even connect with us after that also. And at the last, we take the final exams. Means that project will be as a practical. We will be having few more questionnaires that is given. Then there will be the internship, and finally you will get the industry recognized certificate after completion of master's degree. And even we used to provide corporate internship programs also, as well as we have you can see here the certificates that are being recognized all over the world from the DigiGrowHub, as well as we have the government recognized certification courses also, like the certified ethical hacking or the Python programmer. All right, so here we are going to end our today's session, as I am not getting any of the queries, so we are going to end our today's session. You can see that a link has been shared in the chat box. That is for the feedback form, as well as after filling that feedback form, you will be able to get your certificate directly in your email account, means in the email inbox for this webinar. So please form, and after that we can end this session. So whoever has filled this feedback form, you can end this session.